WRBL News 3 Sports Desk. Brought to you by John Foy & Associates. Personal injury law. Injured? Call the Strong Arm.
Hey everybody, what's up and what's good? Welcome to week 9 of the WRBL News 3 Prep Zone. I'm Jack Patterson. That's my co-host Tyler Redmond. T-Red, the push for the playoffs kicked into high gear tonight.
That's right, Jack. And of course, we're starting with none other than our Auto Gallery Prep Zone game of the week between two top 10 teams.
Let's get it to Alton Shell Stadium. We go in Americas. It's Carver in Sumter County for the Region 1-2A title in the rain tonight. Second quarter, still rainless, still raining and still scoreless. The ball goes over the quarterback's head and he slips and kicks it into the back of the end zone. That's a safety for Carver, and it's 2-0 Tigers. It stayed that way to the fourth. Ishmael Jones off the play action hits Jaquez Dice on the screen. He gets a couple blockers. He gone. That makes it 7-2 Panthers. But on the ensuing Carver drive, Sebastian Hurd, Tyler, how many times have we heard this freshman's name this year? Throws a dime deep to Marte Sears. He's got it for the touchdown. It's a 37-yard score to take the lead, and it's enough to win the region. Carver wins an absolute slugfest. 8-7, the region title stays on the hill.
Not the easiest thing to do in the rain. Switching gears over to Max Strong Stadium, it's the battle for the Brucelli Jug between Pacelli and Brookstone, of course. First, it's Brookstone's Harrison Baker running it in for 10 yards and the touchdown. Cougars lead at 7-0. And right before the first quarter ends, Pacelli's Jason Davis runs it 70 yards all the way to the house for the touchdown to tie the game up at 7. Switching to the second half now. Cougars up by 3 until Pacelli again with another long touchdown run by DJ Colvin for 55 yards. The Vikings lead 14-10. But in the fourth quarter, it was the Cougar defense that would win this game with a strip sack and a scoop and a score, and the Brookstone Cougars are taking the Brucelli Jug home with a 19-14 finish. Congrats to the Cougars there.
The battle for the Jug never disappoints. Now let's take you to Callaway Stadium as the Cavaliers host the Rutland Hurricanes tonight. Now, first play from scrimmage, Tyler, Blake Harrington rolls out, finds Jeremiah Dunn, and yeah, he's gonna make a beautiful catch over the defender, and he gone 61 yards. He's got a date with the end zone. Cavs lead 7-0. Now, Rutland with their first play from scrimmage, the ball goes backwards, and then Troy Lester drops it, then tries to pass it. Jeffrey Ellis picks it off. He plays for Callaway, and he's going all the way to the house. That pick six made it 14-0. Callaway runs away with this one, 45-12.
And the Calvert Christian Knights, they're in action tonight, looking to get back in the win column, hosting the Westfield Hornets from Perry. Westfield would go in the air to get the scoring started. Quarterback Brock Johnson heaves a long pass to Sheldon Benden, who hauls it in at the Calvary 5-yard line. 2 plays later, Johnson sweeps right back on a quarterback keeper, and he'll sneak in for the touchdown, 7-0 Hornets. Late in the first quarter, but Calvary would crack the scoreboard early in the second on a field goal by Griffin Snow. That'll cut the Westfield lead to 4.
Kickers are people too.
And the Knights, the lead when running back Jamar Williams powers his way up the middle to pay dirt. That put Calvary on top 9-7. And then with just 17 seconds left before half, Calvary quarterback Braxton Wilkinson calls his own number and crashes over the goal line to put the Knights on top 16-7. Westfield comes storming back though in the second half. Take the win over Calvary tonight, 24-23.
Tough one for the Knights. Now let's take you to Forsyth, Middle Georgia. LaGrange making the road trip to take on Mary Persons. LaGrange with the ball. Dylan snap. Barber grabs the high snap and then launches a dime downfield. Jordan Stinger, he's got it, and he'll fight his way into the end zone for the touchdown. Granger strike first is 7-0. Now they get the ball right back, and then they drive downfield. They get inside the 5, and hey, finish what you start, okay? They get the handoff once again, and then it's going to be Dylan Barber finding the back of the end zone for the touchdown. Grangers go up 14-0, and they hang on for the big win, 28-21.
Let's go back to last night. It's the Midtown Showdown. Hardaway Hawks Columbus High Blue Devils fighting for that trophy to hold it till next season. The Hawks enter the game possessing the trophy, but the Blue Devils, they're looking to take it home. Opening kickoff will be received by Columbus's Andrew Smith on a bounce backwards here, and then he's bouncing around everybody, and then he bounces out to the sideline, takes it all the way coast to coast for the first touchdown of the game, only seconds into it. Blue Devils are going to lead 7-0.
What can't that man do?
And he wasn't done either. Here he is on the quarterback keeper once again, drawing the defense to the right, but the Hawks can't catch him tonight. He's in there for a 14-point lead. Then it would be a handoff here for Columbus once again to Rayshon Glover. Bait and switch. There he is. Fooled the cameraman, but he's fighting his way in, all the way in for a touchdown. Blue Devils lead 21-0 there. And the Hawks were hunted last night with the Blue Devils taking the win 38-7.
All right, let's take a look at the Mercedes-Benz Georgia scoreboard. Tough one for the County tonight on the road. They fall to Stars Mill 14-12, but the Troup County Tigers stay undefeated. They take down Trinity Christian 38-21. That's going to do it for our look at the Georgia schools, but after the break, we'll check out our teams in Alabama. Stay with us.
Welcome back to the News 3 Prep Zone. All the Georgia schools, we've gotten done with them, but Jack, in Alabama, everybody's fighting to make the playoffs.
That's right, Tyler, including in the always tough Region 2 7A.
And now over to TC Britton Field, Smith Station hosting the Auburn Tigers. Some young fans here awaiting the action, and look at those smiles. Smith Station keeping the Tigers at bay early on in this one until a fumble around midfield. Auburn's going to recover it, and the Tigers are in good shape here. And, of course, it's Auburn's Kason Myers dropping back. He's got Antonio Welch open on a short pass and a long run. Touchdown to score, and, of course, the Tigers are up 7-0 in the second quarter. Now here's a handoff to Jaden Huff for yet another. He'll have no problem making it in for the second touchdown of the night for the Tigers. They lead 14-0 there, and it would be Auburn, of course, taking a win tonight in a shutout, 38-0.
Big win for the Tigers. Now let's take you down to Montgomery Central on the road, taking on Carver Montgomery. Big one in the region, and the Wolverines get things started early on. That touchdown to Elijah Tarver, that makes it 7-zip Carver. But here comes Central. Bobby Coleman finds Mike Bass in the end zone. Central takes a 14-7 lead until Tarver finds his way into pay dirt once again. That ties the game. The fumble, Carver scores. That makes it a tie game, but it wouldn't be tied for long. Horns up in the capital tonight. Central wins it 58-35.
Congrats to the Red Devils. Now over in Elmore County, the Panthers taking on the Valley Rams as both teams come into this game at 4-2. They're both looking for win number 5. On the opening drive for the Panthers, running back Tyler Payton cuts it to the outside. He'll score. Panthers take the early lead, but the Rams answer right back with a dart from quarterback Caden Foreman to C.J. Johnson for their touchdown. And it would be Valley taking the win in this game, 20-17 on a game-winning field goal as time expired to improve to 5-2.
Big time win for the Rams. And now let's take you to Sammy Howard Field. The Glenwood Gators taking on Dadeville. Glenwood already up big, and then is Dadeville ball out of the half. After multiple stops at the goal line on third down, Dadeville finally gets it across the goal line. That makes it 29-14 Glenwood. Not for long. Here come the Gators. Toss sweep to Nate Malone, and he's booking it down the sideline. That's a huge gain to put the Gators in good field position. And Tyler, you might as well let the man finish what he started. Handoff, and he dives right in, and we are talking inches, but it all counts. That touchdown makes it 36-14. No remorse for the Tigers tonight. Glenwood wins big, 50-22.
Now over to Story Field at Lynette. The Panthers facing Central Coosa. Lynette up 21-0 and looking for more. Fred Broughton will drop back. He'll find Jaquez Johnson, makes a move, and he goes to the sideline, and he's headed all the way to the end zone for 29 yards and the touchdown. Panthers up 28-0. Now 10 minutes to go in the half. Lynette 4th and goal. They go for it from the 5-yard line, and they're in there 35-0. Central Coosa trying to respond. Javon Thomas in trouble, and he's picked off by Shamar Patterson for Lynette, and that's a yet another Panther touchdown. Less than a minute in the first half. Lynette on the 1-yard line. Fred Broughton on the quarterback keeper. Lynette will lead at the half. Get this, 49-0, and it would be Lynette, of course, winning this one in a big way, 63-0. Let's take a look at our Mercedes-Benz Alabama scoreboard as Eufaula unfortunately falls to Andalusia tonight 42-10, and Lee Scott also falls as well 42-7 to Wadley.
All right, y'all, the highlights are in. It's now time to recognize the best of the best. The top 3 on 3 is next.
Welcome back to the News 3 Prep Zone. All the highlights are in. It's time to show off who is the best of the best tonight.
That's right, Tyler. The top 3 on 3 is brought to you by Southern Union State Community College. Now, let go. Top play number 3, we take you back to the Midtown Showdown last night. Hardaway kicking the ball off deep. It is Andrew Smith, and what I said it earlier, what can't this man do? He's a phenomenal quarterback, and he can also take kicks back all the way to the house. That was the first touchdown of the game. There'll be a lot more where that came from. Blue Devils win it 38-7.
They also take home that trophy. Now to top play number 2. Callaway's first play from scrimmage tonight. Blake Harrington finds Jeremiah Dunn with a terrific catch, and of course he's going to finish it off with a 61-yard touchdown pass. Cavaliers up. They win it 45-12.
Cavs on top. And now top play number 1. Of course, we're going back to our Auto Gallery Prep Zone game of the week. This one won the region. Sebastian Hurd throwing a dime to Marte Sears for the touchdown. That's a 37-yard strike. Carver wins the game and the region 8-7.
Not the easiest win, but they'll take it. Coming up, we're going to put a bow on this week's Prep Zone. Stay with us. Welcome back to the News 3 Prep Zone. Of course, we're talking high school football tonight, rightfully so. It's week 9 of the high school football season, but it's also day 1 of the hockey season for the River Dragons.
We're multi-talented here.
Yeah, we had a big win tonight. We can't not address this. The River Dragons take a 3-2 win in game number 1 over the PD Ice Cats. Big shout out to everybody with the River Dragons. Always good to start the season off right.
Yeah, they win the shootout 2-1. Big win against an expansion team. So big win for the Dragons. They start 1-0. And then we also have volleyball action. The Final Four in the GIAA tonight. And it's a rematch of last year's state championship game, and this time it's the Vikings of Pacelli taking down their arch rival Brookstone. So the Brookstone might have won the Brucelli Jug in football, but Pacelli's going to play for a state championship. They'll take on Tallulah Falls tomorrow in Rome. We'll update you on that coming up tomorrow as well. And
I think they should get their own Brucelli Jug.
Man, I've heard, just like it doesn't transfer sports. The old Pacelli athletic director, Corey Black, once told me that the jug doesn't transcend sports. Okay, it's football.
I guess we'll let it slide.
All right, let's take a final thoughts on the night, T-Red.
Well, I think we got to start with the game of the week. Of course, the Carver Tigers winning the region over Sumter County. I said this earlier tonight. This was a game that we had circled on the calendar, knowing this was going to be a big game since week 1. We knew this was going to come down to whoever was going to win the region had to win this game. We knew that, and here we are in a rainy night. It's not an easy way to play ever.
I'm still soaked.
The low-scoring game, you see it there. It's never easy. The fact that we had a play of the night in this game is impressive enough, but the fact that Carver is the winner sets them up even better going forward.
Absolutely, region champs, so they've got their spot clinched in the Class 2A playoffs. Also a shout out to the Brucelli Jug. Brookstone takes the win over Pacelli tonight, 19-14. That's a big win in the GIAA. Big win for the Cougs, and it's a tough night for the Vikings as they continue to make their push for the playoffs as well. A big win. The Jug stays on Bradley Park Drive tonight. And then, Tyler, the game you covered last night, the Midtown Showdown. What can we say about the Columbus Blue Devils? They might be one of the most improved teams in the state.
Well, first off, let's talk about this rivalry, right? The Midtown Showdown was introduced as a rivalry. Hardaway won the first one. Columbus won the second one. It's hotly contested. We'll have to see what happens next year. But Columbus set up themselves very well going forward as well.
Absolutely. That's going to do it for week 9 of the Prep Zone. Follow us on social media at WRBL Sports. Same time next week, y'all. The Late Show with Stephen Colbert is next. Make tomorrow a great day, and we'll see you next week.